fuck? Where am I? There we fucking are. And here we go. All right, I'm here. There we go. Oh shit, I gotta move this. Ugh. Okay, we are rocking and rolling today. Let me make sure. Let me make sure my shit sounds okay. It probably does. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, I told you I'm going early all this week. Next week. See, I was supposed to be starting some online work, and I was supposed to start some online work, and it got pushed back for a couple weeks because that's why I'm moving to 7. But next week I'm start. It's actually I'm starting that next week. So next week I'll be back to my 7 o'clock and go from there. No reticulated, but I snagged one of my dream snakes, a BCO female. Nice. I'm hoping my Peruvians give me a litter. She's pretty swollen. She's still eating. They've bred a few times. They've been breeding for the last few seasons, but I mean she's like really big this year. She's pushing 7 feet. So I'm hoping that it goes. I'm hoping that I get a litter because I want to. I'm not going to sell any of them right away. I'm going to actually hold them all back and see what happens because they're how they color up is crazy. Um, to see that to see oh man, yeah, like how my pair colored up. I know I don't even want to sell any of their offspring because I don't want to take a chance of letting something super nice and super crazy uh, go. So I'll just let them all color up before I sell any of them. So thanks. Yeah, I'm trying them and the Timors, and hopefully the scrubs go this year. So let's see what is going on. Whew. Boy, the reach out reptile drama is still going hot and heavy here. Let's go see what we got here. We'll get right into that. Oh, if you didn't vote in my poll on next gen, the poll on next gen is since Garrett doubled down on his small Sola Superdwarfs, the poll is what will Weston and Jake do, and the poll options are uh, Virtue Signal to sell their Solar Crosses, go at them even more, kick them off Retic Nation, or share the cuck chair in the corner while Garrett fucks the retic industry even harder. So, and then Duran added some politically correct option that's super gay. So those are your 5 options. So make sure you go and vote in the what will the Retic Nation admins do since Garrett doubled down. And they brought it to everyone's attention, so I think they have to deal with it. And I'm going to instigate the whole situation. That is my role in this in the situation. Um, let's see. Boy, he's getting fucking hit hard. So Gina Ruck, she posted something. I was accused of maintenance feeding my guy from your first pairing of this line. He's around 7 feet. This is the food lump 2 days later. I feed large, infrequent meals, but I don't want to get in the size fight. Just giving my experience. I love this dude. This is the same feeding schedule my Turn 8 Superdwarf Cross was on. And when I sold him, I was asked if I was power feeding because of how big it was. He was 3 years old. I want to say that Turn 8 Superdwarf Cross, I think it looked to be probably 7 or 8 feet. I don't think he was 9 feet. I think he was 7 or 8. Um, Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a decent sized lump if you can see it. Come on, you fucking asshole. Do I have my? I need to turn my. my eye shit off. Hold on, let me turn. There it is. I have the face tracking on, so it's always searching for her face. Yes, I mean it's a pretty decent lump, but I think it could still. We don't know what she means by infrequent meals. I mean, is she only feeding once a month like that, or is she feeding like? I mean, if she was feeding big meals every 2 weeks, this snake would definitely be bigger than 7 foot. But the other thing is, a Sola bred to a super dwarf, those offspring are going to have a consistent, much more consistent size than a 50-50 bred to a 50-50. Because in that case, some of those snakes are going to get a lot more Sulawesi blood. Um, so, you can't really. You can't really. It'll be really tough to gauge. Some of those will stay real small, and some of those. A 50-50 super dwarf Sola bred to a 50-50 super dwarf Sola, my estimate I would say those offspring will average between 8 and 16 feet, if I had to guess. That's what I would say those will average between 8 and 16, or at least 8 and 15. Somebody sent me a message. Hold on. Randy said, yeah, Randy sent me a picture and said that's a big lump. Hold on, I'll show you. Yeah. Yeah, see that's a big food lump right there. Yeah, what Gina showed after 2 days, that's just some bloating. So it's an okay size mill. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a fucking gigantic mill. Uh, in next gen group, it's in next gen group. I took the poll in next gen group. So if you wanna vote in that poll, it's in next gen. Uh, you see Garrett responding on his solo post. No, he has me blocked because he's afraid of reality. So I can see reach out reptile shit, but I can't see anything that Garrett says because he's a giant pussy. You know what? I have another phone. Hold on, let me get my other phone. Hold on. We'll take a look. We will take a look. I noticed Garrett started calling them Sulawesi's instead of Bantiangs in his live last night, which actually I got to take a video of the live. I need to take another video of his live of him saying some shit, and then post it for a poll because I'm offering free snakes if anybody can show me scientific evidence of what Garrett claimed last night. So let me take a quick gander to see what the retic king is saying. Hold on. Let me see. Let's see what's going on. Boom. There it is. All right. It's a nice. Okay. Have you ever seen a super marble? They look kind of like blah blah blah. That's not a super marble at all. So I mean, if that's a super marble, there's no way that's a super marble. Where's this shit at? There it is. So we'll see what Team Garrett's saying. Gonna be a big snake even with SD. Garrett said, gonna be a big snake even with SD locale. Kept the whole first generation, which he didn't because Gina Ruck just showed hers. So there's lie one. Stayed pretty small. We have no idea how he fed them. Been watching all the babies from several clutches in the second. Well, maybe that wasn't his first clutch. Maybe he didn't lie there. Um, in several clutches in the second generation from last year, still staying very small, not because of the Sola, but in spite of it. Uh, eh. Somebody said, let's just leave out the fact that the largest recorded retic was Sulawesi, also just over 23 feet. Let's see. If I could figure out how to give a sexy whistle, well, that's someone just sucking his dick. Um, Somebody said here, feed it like a mainland and it's still going to get big. Go check some of the retic groups where people have posted 15 foot, 50% super dwarfs snakes, even 75. Now, I've not seen a single, I don't know if I agree with that. I've not seen a single 75% super dwarf that was anywhere near 15 feet, if you don't count Kaiwadi blood. I'll get to, I'm seeing some comments come up after I'm done talking shit on this. I'll get to them. Uh, Dwarf and super dwarf retics definitely have the genetic difference to have a genetic difference to mainlands. It's not just food, as you suggest. You do need to be selective in breeding, though. So that's where he's going to try to say he's breeding for small bloodlines, which he's not. He's just breeding whatever he can find. Um, and no, I mean, and that's the thing. It needs to be pushed. And when you look at Gina's comment, um, who knows? You know what I mean? It's like it says that's not really a big food lump. It's a decent sized food lump, but it's not like holy shit that snake just ate something lump. So okay, of course he's in shed now too, so he's looking gray here. DNA slithers and critters took a shot at him. Uh, I used to have respect for you. That is completely gone out the window. With this being the icing on the cake, you have magic snakes. Your 50% Kalatoa super dwarfs locality stay small because it's coming from a pure. Also, 50% Sola is mainland locality, knowing it to make giant snakes 20 plus, making giant 20-foot plus snakes that have actually proven to eat humans will stay small. Used to be something to look up to. Whatever happened to you? Garrett said, why would using a solo locality as a mainland be different than using a morph mainland in starting a superdwarf project? I never said solos are small, which he's never said solos are small. What he does is he says Bantayangs are Saputrii. Tambalongans are Saputrii, which technically they were not classified as that, and Salayers are Saputrii, and Salayers and Tambalongans are dwarf slash super dwarfs, depending on what Garrett's going with that day. Ergo, Bantayangs, dwarfs. He's always fucking never said it, but kind of hinted that like these are smaller. And I know if you look through some videos, he's said like, oh, they're on the smaller side. So yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, it's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous what he's claiming here. But Gina, see, I don't have a problem with the idea of the first F1s in this clutch getting between basically being a dwarf somewhere in that 8 to 14 foot range. That's what I would suspect. And you also got to remember this snake that Gina posted is what, 3 years old, 4 years old. So if you keep giving it big food for the next 6 years, so once it hits 10, what would you think it's not going to fucking grow? It's ridiculous. So what do we got here? Uh, okay. Well, 25% is Karampa, which is very small. And that's the thing, dude. There is no evidence. GT Mohawk, I haven't talked to him in a while. You're simply not telling people the truth. This is a lie in capital letters. Yep. Well, there's a hidden comment. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I honestly think, I'm surprised nobody's pointed out, more people haven't pointed out how Krispy Kreme-ish some of that shit looks. So I have to start a new Krispy Kreme line, the Dwarf Sola Krispy Kreme line. That'll be the shit. Um, well, so we'll see. I'm more curious. I don't even care about Garrett because all he does is he's been telling the same lie for fucking a decade. I'm just interested to see how the Retic Nation handles it. Like this is my question, and then we'll get to some of your comments here. Um, how many times does somebody have to do something shitty before the Retic Nation is like that's enough? So and the whole Retic Nation crew, they're all friends with Eric. We know what happened with Eric. We know what Garrett did with Samson. We know that he spent the last 10 years pushing this nonsense. And now he's telling everybody that his Solar Super Dwarfs are going to stay small. So, like, what the... like, I'm kicked off of the Retic Nation for telling the truth, albeit in the most unprofessional way possible, but for telling the truth. So if I would lie in a professional manner, that would be okay. So if I was just if I was just selling bullshit in a very polite, friendly way, I'd be allowed on the Retic Nation. Is that what I'm getting? Like, and they're saying, oh, well, he didn't break any rules. Well, what the fuck kind of, well, you don't have any just like general, like, consensus of rules? Like, hey, don't do shitty things in this industry. Don't fuck people. Don't fuck our friends. Don't lie about these genetics. Like, that's just, you shouldn't even need those rules because groups don't have those rules. If people are doing shitty things, they're just tossed. So, oh, he posted, wait a minute. He posted something? Hold on. Okay, hold on. Another. Well, let's hit some of these things. I read what Garrett said, which was just more bullshit. Another way of thinking of it is a 7-foot person and a 4.8 person have a kid. Their children will likely grow smaller than kids from two people of. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's a fair thing. That's a fair comment, and that's why I really think like Sola plus Superdorf equals Dwarf. I don't think it equals Superdorf. Like, why would you even suggest that? Oh, I'm giving a free snake. Um, Garrett in his live yesterday has made the claim once again that if you use a Superdorf female in a mainland breeding, it makes the baby smaller, like genetically smaller as adults. And if anybody can show me the scientific data that backs up that uh, retic size is sex linked to females, they get a free snake. So that's the free snake challenge. Why the hell also says he puts jam sauce on everything? Well, because a lot of stuff just happens to have jam in it, and that's his way of pretending like he did something. With all this stuff that has all the jam sauce, that's all from readings from years ago before he was fucking doing any of this stuff. That jam sauce in that line, that's from Corey Browning fucking, I don't even know how many fucking years ago. Like 16? It's nothing to do with him. He's just an asshole. He just posted a video addressing it 42 times. LOL. Yep, 11 minutes ago posted a video addressing Solar size. On the Retic Nation. Well, is it just on the Retic Nation or did he put it somewhere else? Dude, that's funny that they're fucking making Garrett bend the knee. If they hold Garrett's feet to the fire, I'm gonna put Weston's fucking podcast back up on my YouTube because it's a great podcast and Paul Lucas is on it and I didn't want to take it down to begin with. Oh, is Hell Creek Reptiles LGBTQ plus creek here? That's what I'm fucking talking about. That is what I'm talking about. And this is what I want to say. I want to give a shout out to Brian. We'll get back to Garrett. I want to give a shout out to Gay Brian. We're super happy you came out of the closet and living as your authentic self. And we're very much hoping now that you're out and open and living your life as a happy they, them, that you will have much less of an anger issue and we can all get along. So shout out to woke LGBTQ plus Brian Watkins. Thank you for being on the chat tonight. I appreciate that. And at least everybody knows it's not me because I'm live, so I can't possibly be this person who I'm definitely going to get accused of being. Just on the Nation, he didn't post it personally. Can somebody like screen record it and send it to me on Messenger on Facebook? Can you screen? Because if you screen record it and send it to me, I'll play it, and then we'll make fun of it. And then we will make fun of it. And we definitely want to hear from the open and out Hell Creek. We want to hear Brian Wokin's opinion on all of this. I hope the other Brian Watkins shows up too. That'll be fucking fantastic. So yeah, somebody jump on there, take a screen video, screen record the shit on the Nation, and then we will make fun of it. We will pick it apart. Okay, screen record it. Hold on, I'm sending this. Record it. And so I can play it on my live stream. Uh, the new gay Brian Watkins. I can't even spell Brian. I'm a retard. Is in the chat right now. Okay. So we're going to try to get that, and then we're going to go over it. Dude, this is the one thing. I don't even know what he says, but I can tell you right now it's going to make it worse. Like, once you get caught with your hand in the cookie jar and you just keep doubling down and doubling down, it's just going to get worse. So whatever, I don't even know what this video says, but it's going to get worse. 100% going to get worse. And without even knowing what he said, he's going to get called out on the female sex linked for size. And he's going to get called out on the, well, I fed them and they're breeding and blah, blah, blah. He's going to get called out on that shit too. Saying, well, how much did you feed them? Did you push them? See, that's the thing. If you want to know how big a retic can get, you have to push it. You have to give it enough food. You have to push its growth to see what happens. And if you don't do that, see, we love you, Brian Wilkins. I told you, I said last night that Brian Wilkins needs to come on because he will get all kinds of support. We are very supportive of all our retic keeping LGBTQ family, especially on here. So let me see. What the fuck was that? Which phone was that? So, yeah. Somebody needs to hurry up and send me this goddamn video. Okay, you're all killing me here. Yeah. There we go. That's right. We want to see unicorns, rainbows, whatever that other thing is, and a snake. That's what we want to see. Keep up the good work, Brian Wilkins. Or it's all marketing, or it's all A3 with it's all three with some people and none of the others. Yeah, now probably something like only a handful of solas get large, and he used a smaller sola to reduce size. Even if he says that, he's still going to get laughed at. He's still going to get laughed. If he says he had a small bloodline sola, he's still going to get laughed at. He's still going to 100% get laughed at because, well, and I laugh at him for any of his shit because, you know, some of these small bloodlines, he's on like F2s and stuff. It's like, how the hell do you know they're all staying small? Curious insular gender size bias may be a thing. More questions than answers after answers from Warren Booth last night, though. Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm not saying that Garrett's necessarily wrong that females are a bigger contributor to genetics in terms of size. I'm just saying we don't know that, you know. And here's the thing: when you breed a mainland to a superdwarf female, the embryo does not outgrow the egg. So you get this tiny little ass superdwarf egg. That's all the bigger the embryo grows to. And when you breed a mainland when you breed a superdwarf to a mainland female, you get this big egg. And that's what size the embryo grows to. So when they come out the egg, you have this massive size difference, right? But that doesn't mean that the genetic capabilities of the mainland are far greater in terms of overall length. Is there because of how the breeding took place. Even Rob said in a couple podcasts ago he didn't think it mattered. I don't think it matters, and here's why I don't think it matters. If you use say you take a superdwarf with like larger genetics, like you have like this big 10-foot Kalatoa, right? And then you have this mainland that's not full grown, but like it's big. Say it's 10 feet, but it hasn't been, it's only like 4 years old. You don't know how big it is, but let's say it has like big genetics, like 20-foot genetics, right? So, or we'll say 18-foot genetics. So you have an 18-foot genetic potential mainland male, to something you know is a large genetic Calatoa because it's 10 feet, which is pretty decent size for a Calatoa. So you combined 18-foot genetics and 10-foot genetics. That's going to make a bigger snake, even though you use the female superdwarf, than if you have, say you have a male superdwarf that's legitimately small genetics. I had one that was legitimately small genetics. It wouldn't grow. It was only about 6 feet. So we take that male, and then we find a mainland female that just tapped out at 13 feet. Right? Female taps out at 13 feet. She just don't grow. It happens. Some of those females just don't get very big. So you have a 6-foot genetic male superdwarf and a 13-foot genetic female mainland. You mean to tell me because of the male was the superdwarf with in this breeding that those snakes, those offspring, are going to be larger than the bigger genetics used in the 10-foot female superdwarf breeding? No. No, and the problem is we don't have any established bloodlines of actual small ass genetics. We've only had examples. We've had like anecdotal data in like a handful of snakes across the spectrum of localities that have stayed on the smaller side. That's how we know there is a smaller side. Just like we've had the other part, the other end of the spectrum of stuff that's gotten rather large and above average. So that's why it is a spectrum, like our friend Woke Brian Wilkins. Okay, that's what we like. We like a spectrum. We're very pro spectrum here. So would somebody send me that goddamn video? Things may become more clear as the boa genome and homozygous chains in insular genomes are compared. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully it does. And if it comes out that Garrett's right all along about this, I don't have a problem saying he's right. I'm just saying we don't have that actual data, and he's throwing it out there like it's fucking science. And we also don't have any truly selectively bred for small size superdwarfs, dwarfs, or mainlands. Certain alleles could carry heavier weight in size determination than others. Yes, some could, but the other thing is there is a very, very good chance that retics, boas, and everything else in when it comes to growth is polygenic. We know that it's extremely polygenic because every animal they've ever tested has been polygenic. So we have so there's a whole host of genes that we don't even know what goes into determining retic size. So the whole thing he's claiming is ridiculous because we don't have the data to even make the claim. And we don't even have the anecdotal data for like the empirical data of studying or breeding out entire clutches to see what happens. In the video you posted on Next Gen, he said he bred a giant Sola male with a tiny superdwarf female. Yeah, and that's a good point, Randy. He said, he's like, oh, we built, we took a giant Sola, which it wasn't a giant Sola. That was actually a really small Sola. It was like 8 feet or something. It wasn't very big. That male sucked. I remember when I got that male in, it was a fucking dickhead. I look at it like antlers on deer genetics definitely matter, but good food and nutrition matter more to grow size of rack. Yeah, and I know all about that because my dad, he's been planning, he does food plots, so he's a big hunter. So this 1,200 acre property that he helps take care of, there's all these food plots, and he grows, I forget what the hell it is. He grows some special type of something to make their antlers big. So yeah, so and I don't know. Somebody take a goddamn screen record of that video and send it to me on Messenger so I can make fun of it. Yeah. How long is it? It can't be that long. It can't be that long. What is that? That is not fucking retics. Come on. I'm waiting. A screen. Hold on. Okay, there we go. I got this in a group chat. Hopefully, someone reads this in the group chat and actually does it. Hopefully. Uh, Wait a minute. No, dude, it's 25 minutes long. Dude, does somebody want to come on and just play it on their phone so we can listen? Were we talking about the live stream or are we talking about. Wait, did he post the live stream from last night? Wait, or is this two separate videos or did he just repost the live stream? Because I can just play the live stream from last night. 25. Yeah, I think that's just the live stream, isn't it? Wasn't the live stream 25 minutes? Pussy. We did 90 some minutes last night. He only did fucking 25. He also didn't have Brian Watkins on there. This one this one's 21 minutes. Okay, here it is. We'll do this.
And because we used a male from the big one, which is what happened in these bloodlines too, and we bred it down to the tiny one, the first generation with these was the dwarf. That's where that 9 and change jamp is coming from. So you get 50% jamps that are closer to the size of a pure jamp than a pure mainland. If you switch it and use a mainland female and a super dwarf male, you do not get the same results. So that's important to know.
Okay. Where's the fucking proof of that? Show me the breedings that prove that. Show me the breedings that prove if you breed a mainland to a super dwarf, the offspring's adult size are smaller than if you breed a super dwarf to a mainland female. Just show me the data. Show me the data on it. You know? It should not, Kevin. Genetics are set at time of fertilization in snakes. Incubation does not change anything like gender size. Wait, if you vary temperature incubation rates for shorter time, does the influence long-term size beyond the initial hatch date? Yeah, I didn't even see that question. I doubt it. I highly doubt it. I can't imagine that it would. Separate video, dude, talks about it like all retic owners are children in mind. It annoys me. Dude, someone come on. I will send somebody who's on Retic Nation. I will send an invite to, and let's play it. Let's fucking play it. Let's play it live on here and we'll make fun of it. It'll be fun. Who has. Yeah, we can just pull it up on your phone, or I don't even know how to do it. We'll figure out how to do it. Pull it up on your computer and then just face your phone towards it, and then we'll listen, and it'll be awesome. 25-minute video is different. It's in different room than live stream. This one, it was a set down directly to the retic owners. Even the voice is tiny. Okay. My point is, if you don't end up with a different effect when you intentionally manipulate the hatch parameters, then swapping which parents in SD shouldn't affect it. See, and that's the thing, Kevin. The only way that can affect it is if size determination in retics is sex linked. Like, you know how you can make a really big cat by breeding I think is it a male lion to a female tiger or the other way? Because in the one species, there's a stop growth in the male, and the other species there's a stop growth in the female. And if you breed them the right way, they don't get the fucking growth shut off. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying we don't know that it's possible, and we also know that it's polygenic. And we know that retics naturally have this ridiculous adult size range, usually of almost 100% increase from the smallest to the largest. You know, mainlands average 12 to 20. That's almost 100% increase. Super dwarfs average 6 to 10, almost 100% increase. Dwarfs average 8 to 14, almost 100% increase. No, because it's not really could hatch size influence it and never being able to catch up? Not really. Not really. I mean, you can catch them. So I don't know. We just need to get that we need to get that Retic Nation video on here. So somebody figure out how to do that. And I'll send you a link, and then you can jump on and we can watch it. We can watch it together. What time is it? Damn, I've already been on here 36 minutes. Dude, it is crazy how he doubles down. I mean, it is absolutely crazy how he doubles down. And I mean, I just I wish there was like, they need to have like the poly markets like be able to bet on Garrett so I can be a millionaire. Because he's so easy to anticipate. Dude, he did it. Wait a minute. Is the retic? It's not that one about the big snake, is it? About the big? Because I could care less to watch that one. Because he was supposed to be putting something out because he was talking to that dude that went out and measured that big 23 footer. So who is on here that you know who would help me out if they could is Brian Wokins, but I have a feeling he might not be on Retic Nation. All right. So, well, until somebody can get me, it's not. Somebody has to be willing to come on here and just turn their phone around and show their computer screen so we can all watch this and get a laugh out of it. Where's Spencer at? Spencer's probably doing something with his kids. Okay, where are we at? No, it's not. I think there's a hold on. I think there's a better case to be made that you can only outcross and shrink a morph down so much because they likely sit on the same chromosomes as genes that influence size. I don't know. They might. It's hard to dude. We have no idea how retic genetics work. And that's why I'm always saying like this is my theory. This is my theory because we have no idea. Scroll up a little bit in chat. I copy and paste the caption of it and put it in quotes. Or is it all three with some people or none with others? What the fuck did... Or is it all marketing or is it all three with some? Or what the fuck does that even mean? He's an asshole. May size be influenced differently by X or Y chromosome and mitochondrial information. The science hasn't been completed yet, even in humans. What retics have is observational data. And the point is, what observational data we have in retics is so limited because nobody's actually held back entire clutches and fed the shit out of them to see what level of variation is actually occurring. And then no one's taken those small animals, bred them together, and then redid the process. This would take, I don't even know how many generations it would take. Hold on, Andrew's calling me. How many generations it would take? Hey, what are you doing? I'm on a live stream. Well, hey, I'm trying to get somebody to come on to play the fucking Garrett video. And like I need somebody to like come on and like have their computer and their phone and just like show and like just play the Garrett video that he just posted on Retic Nation that I heard is hilarious. All right, you want to say hi to everybody? Hold on, they didn't hear you.
Hope everyone's doing well.
Okay, that was Andrew. Hey, all right, later, bye. That was Andrew. Um, he starts. Solos are big, super dwarfs are small. Keep going up. The whole thing wouldn't fit. Jesus Christ. He definitely likes to elaborate. That's for sure. Hold on, where am I at? It's the next. It's next gen group. No, I went. Oh shit, I went way too far. Retic Nation just posted on the Nation. Solos are big, super dwarfs are small. The question seems to be: is it possible to breed mainland traits down in size through selective breeding, or is it all food in the process? Is the process unknowable? Okay, that's all of it, or is it all okay, or all three? Yeah, dude, we can break that down. Retics solos are big, superdwarfs are small. The question seems to be: is it possible to breed mainland traits down in size through selective breeding? Yeah, Rodney's been talking about that for a fucking million years. It's absolutely possible. We're talking about color traits and color and pattern traits. Yeah, nobody's saying it's not. The problem is he did it. He made first generation of this and then claimed small, and then we don't know how they were fed, but we know how he tells people to feed stuff, which would suggest that they're not being pushed. Would suggest they're not being pushed. So until somebody gets a hold of these snakes and pushes them, we're not gonna know. But the problem, see, this is where he's gonna run into stuff, is because there hasn't, the data that's been collected is such a small sample size from animals that haven't been pushed to see how big they can get. If you watch somebody, here's a good example. Somebody asked him what his biggest snake was in that live stream yesterday, and he said it was a 13-foot Solaire. I thought the snake looked more like 12 and a half, because I know what snake he's talking about. So, and it's a male Solaire. So does that mean that male Solaire wasn't selectively bred for small size, and that's why it got 13 foot? Or was it because it got that big because it was at a zoo and they actually fucking fed it? So, in Gina Ruck's picture, it's an okay fucking food swelling. I mean, that certainly wasn't setting any records. I mean, honestly, it just looked like a standard meal to me. I mean, I didn't think it looked like anything major at all. So, I don't know. Okay, yeah, Devin's not home. R.I.P. Shall have to go to class. This is not more. Education is not more important than this. I'm gonna tell you that right now. This is what matters. So I don't know. Kevin, don't you have a computer? Can't we do this? This will be so much fun if we can play that video live. If we can play that video live, this will be so much fun. And I'll take all the heat for it. I don't care. I'll gladly take all the heat for it. Which I will anyways. I'll get blamed for like Weston and Jake giving them shit. It'll be like my fault somehow. For sure, it'll be my fault. I can't believe he didn't post that on his... He really didn't post that on his YouTube? He just posted it on... Nah, he had to post that on his YouTube. Let me see if I can find it. You would think he would have to post that. I mean, for something that long. Tam Belongan. Come on, where are these videos at? Nope, it ain't there. Lives. Nope. Damn it. I want to make fun of this so badly. I'm going to text Spencer. Let's see what Spencer's doing. Yeah, fuck school, exactly. This. Spencer, you're on here. Jump on live. Spencer, jump on live and turn your phone around so we can watch the video. I can't see the video because I'm not allowed, because I don't lie enough to be on the Retic Nation. Garrett tripping down right now is nuts. Warren's F2 size determination possibility answers opened up a giant can of worms. If weighted Mendelian traits exist, then 93% SD selectively bred for size could potentially produce a mainland size, which I've been saying that, well, 93% couldn't, but I've been saying that for a long time, that you're not getting this 50-50 split. And I don't need to be a scientist to know this. I just understand basic math that, that things could line up. That's why I keep saying that the average size of these 50% Solos F1 version are going to be probably in a much tighter range and potentially smaller range than the F2s, because you're getting an opportunity for more mainland genetics to line up. This is how I know. This is how I'm able to affect color and pattern, because I understand this. I'm able to manipulate color and pattern to the extent that I do because I understand that I can get whatever traits I want to kind of pile onto each other. Yeah, I know. Thanks. Spencer, come on. You got to come on here and play that. You got to come on here and play that somehow. We got to watch this live. And you're coming in late. Woke Brian Watkins was in the comments. He came and posted some rainbow and unicorn emojis. So the only thing that's gonna make this better is if we can watch this video live. No, I'm not home, or I'd stream it for you. I know you would, Kevin. Hopefully Spencer's at home, or isn't too busy if he is at home. Give me 2 minutes. Send me a link. There we are. There it is. We're gonna go down the Garrett rabbit hole of we're gonna figure out how to do this. I don't know how the fuck we're gonna do this, but I'm gonna figure it out. Give me 1 second. I gotta send Spencer the link. All right, Spencer's getting the link. We're gonna watch this. It has to be a train wreck. There's no way it's not a train wreck. All right, where the fuck? There you are. All right, there's your link. And once you come on, we will figure out. We'll figure out how to get it on here. We'll figure something out. I don't know what we'll do. We'll make it work. I tell you what, my live stream has been amazing this week. Let me grab a snack. Yeah, grab a snack, because this is about to get retarded. Where's Brian Wilkins? Get in there. We need some more. Some rainbow flags and unicorn emojis. Let's get this going. Get this party going, Brian Wilkins. Yeah. As for and here, hey Jason, quick question. You were talking about Mendelian traits. Do we even think that some of the growth and length potential on retics, do we even think that's fallen into the Mendelian, or you think that's non-Mendelian? Because I would not be surprised at all if it became non-Mendelian. I wouldn't be surprised at all if it was a multi-allele. So I don't know. There's so many. I know so little about genetics that I know there's so many questions that I can't answer, because it's, and it's like that's why I just say this is what I'm seeing, this is what I think. So ask AI if F2 creates larger average size. It won't. It only increases the variety of sizes, which I said it causes a larger variation. You will get the chance of more larger animals, but also smaller animals, giving you the same average as F1s. You will not. That is where they're wrong, because it will give you a much larger average. That's why I'm saying that the F1 Sola Superdorf crosses, on average, will have a smaller range than the F2s, but you have to take into consider the outliers on that. And AI, see, here's the problem with AI, is they don't understand that retics already have about 100% variation in range from smallest to largest. So that's kind of an issue. All right, how are we going to do this, Spencer?
What the hell's going on?
Spencer, I can't hear you.
Oh.
Wait, I can't. No, I'm an idiot. It's because I don't have my fucking headphones on. It's because I don't have my headphones on. That's why I can't hear you, because there's nothing for me to hear. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
What the hell is going on today?
All right. Yeah, there we go. Now I can hear you. So how bad is it? Did you watch any of this?
I watched about 50% of it, and then I couldn't anymore. So.
Oh, is it that good?
Yeah, he almost seems. I don't know if he sounds mad or nervous or both. But
maybe he's sober. It's just not. It's not. Maybe he's sober. And it's not.
Oh my gosh.
It's not going over well. Dude, shout out to Weston. I've been busting Weston and Jake's balls hard, like real hard recently. So shout out to them for fucking putting pressure on Garrett. And the best part is he would just always
to the
double
point
down.
where Garrett is coming out with a video, and when's the last time he posted on a group?
I don't know.
It's been years, dude.
Hopefully Eric gets on there and starts fucking slamming them.
Well, that Sula post, it started about an hour and a half ago because for whatever reason, it was getting a bunch of activity, and he was commenting like on every comment, and I was like, this doesn't look good, dude.
Dude, that's because people are questioning him. You got to remember, Weston has a huge social media following, as he likes to remind us.
Massive, yeah.
As he likes to remind us. But,
I love Weston, dude. He's fun.
But no, so you can see the chats.
Passive aggressive as always.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I don't even know how we're gonna do this. Maybe I don't think I can patch. I don't think. Hold on, let me see, man, because I would have to do a screen share, but that screen share would have to be from my screen.
Somebody has to. Do you need me to record it? Like, I'll actually screen record it. I just don't know what's the best way to. I could upload it to our.
What you could do, you could just turn your phone around. Okay. Are you on your phone? Or are you on your laptop?
Yeah, no, I'm on my laptop, so I could just play the audio.
Yeah, you can just play the audio. Yeah. If you got your phone there, just play the audio.
The audio's enough. I mean.
Well, I mean, yeah, I can just.
For now.
Yeah, I can just imagine his face. I do it all the time. So. Dude, you missed Brian Wilkins. Brian Wilkins is on
I saw a bunch of rainbows and I thought it was him.
Yeah, but... and we gave him a shout out, told him how supportive we are of the LGBTQ, and we hope that he's a lot calmer now that he's living his true self. He's, being his true self. So.
Well, Lucas is one of the first people to like it. So.
Lucas did, dude. Yeah. What did I tell you? Lucas is going to try to get in with Garrett.
The dream team, baby.
Yeah, everyone thinks I'm crazy. There's an evil alliance in Retics forming. Everyone thinks I'm nuts.
Who is? Excuse me. Who's Morvik, dude? Morvik's having a good time on this.
Morvik's crushing it. Morvik was crushing it yesterday with Brian Watkins.
I gotta say, the entertainment value this week has been through the roof, dude.
I know.
It's been fun. All right, I'm gonna play this. Let me know if you can hear this.
All right.
This is.
Nation, Garrett here. I deleted Facebook off of my phone a long time ago, so I don't see everything. But it's come to my attention that a post we made recently about a snake that we hatched has created quite a stir, bringing up a lot of really decades-long sort of debates about reticulated pythons. That doesn't surprise me. What does surprise me is how upset people are. So here's the deal. We took...
Can we pause for a second?
What? It's because he's fucking lying at. What do you mean? Like, I'm surprised that everybody got irritated when I said I made these solar crosses and they're going to be like Superdor size. He's like, why would anybody get upset? Dude, he is...
Mainland Sulawesi retic, and we bred it to a small superdwarf, and we made 50% superdwarfs. And there's a post where we posted a yearling baby from that breeding and said, this guy's going to stay small. That was about what it said, and it stirred it all up. So the debates that I've seen that it pulled up that I think are decent things to wonder are, first of all, that food equals growth, that you need multi-gen observations before you could make any, knowledgeable claim about how big your retic's going to get in any way, shape, or form.
That's fair.
Also that, the kind of Superdwarf label slapped on there or saying that anything Superdwarf could get smaller than a mainland is all marketing BS for money. So let me talk about those. First of all, mainland Sula. Part of it is I think people assume all localities are dwarfs. I think most people don't do that, but there's probably some people in the group that...
That's wild, dude.
Who assumes all localities are dwarfs?
Has anyone ever said that?
I don't think anyone's ever said that.
In the
Ever.
craziness of crazy, I've never heard anybody claim that.
When has anybody ever made that claim? Everybody knows Sola is a locality. Who's ever, besides Garrett, whoever claimed they were small?
And watch him take no accountability for saying small in that caption. Watch.
Yeah.
So Sulas are big. They are a locality because they come from a location. That's all. Sulas are huge. In fact, we already recorded a reaction video for our YouTube channel about the real Tarzan finding a very impressive wild-caught retic.
He's having that scumbag on?
World record being broken.
No, I think he's doing a reaction video to Tarzan's viral video.
Oh, so he's gonna. So since Tarzan, who should not be allowed anywhere near reptiles because he's a dick, and he abuses them, Garrett's going to try to siphon off his followings to sell them snakes now. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, bring that into the community, Garrett. That's what we need. We need a YouTube sensational asshole basically irritating reptiles to take shots at them for views. That's what we. You know what? Why don't you just bring Jay on? Why don't you just get Jay, that Tarzan retard?
You know what's funny? Did anybody see the article about Tarzan jumping? It was like a juvenile salty in Australia, and Steve Irwin's father like went out into the press and was like, "This guy needs to stay out of Australia because he basically just abuses our animals and stresses them out." Like,
yeah, he needs to stay out of reptiles. But don't worry, Garrett's going to capitalize. He's going to. Oh my God.
Oh, I didn't realize this is like 25 minutes long. We're not getting through this, so let's.
Okay.
We're a minute in.
Very remote areas in Sulawesi's for a giant retic. Mm-hmm. So, I think some people know that, and maybe that's why they are.
I think everybody knows.
However, the other kinds of retics from other locations can be pretty big too. So, like in captivity, we have morphs from Sumatra. Those are pretty big. Malaysia. I saw some giant ones when I lived in Eastern Java. And so these are all mainland retics. So my question to you would be, if people have been saying 50% super dwarves stay somewhat smaller than a mainland or small, our post was that this is small for even our standards, right?
Whoa. Small compared to his standards? Wait a second.
How is it? Yeah.
Somebody needs to comment. Everyone needs to go over there and comment. Garrett, you still have time to delete this.
Yeah. You still have time. You just said your Jamp mainland cross is only going to get 7 to 9 feet. So how small is this snake going to be? If this is below average size for Garrett, how fucking small is this snake supposed to be?
This is teeing up Shit Talk Sunday really, really well.
Oh my God.
50%er is equal, but I guess we can get into that. Why is it different? Why are you guys upset if it's a Sula, if I actually add the locality data of the mainland used? So in other words, if I have a 50%, let's say I did a morph breeding because that's what's hot, but nobody cared about the localities, right? So if I brought a locality in from a morph in from a mainland locality, I made 50% super dwarves of it. I think people would be okay saying that they're small, right?
No, we're not okay. We're not okay. This went right over his head. This was just the icing on the cake, that he's been lying about this shit constantly, saying this stuff is going to stay super small, and then he picks a giant locality to do it with, and the internet's like, that's it, that's enough.
We're 3 minutes in. We're 3 minutes in, Rodney.
This is gonna be short bus level.
This is rough, dude. Like, this is not like, hey, I apologize. Like, that was stupid to say.
Or he could have said bad wording. Bad wording. Let me rephrase. Let me rephrase.
8, 9 feet, max, but whatever. No, it's crazy.
So the thing that surprised me was that, there's a lot of people saying like, oh, Garrett, you're a liar. Your snakes must be magic because they
must be
small or something. know what I mean?
It must be.
I don't
How else
see
are they saying
that.
it's small?
It is super dwarf breeding using mainland traits, you know what I mean, and trying to like keep certain mainland traits and breed out the size, right? So why? I don't think there's anything magic to the way I did this with super dwarfs, but
No.
why does it seem like the Sulas are magic for you guys? In other words, if I had just posted it as a 50% super dwarf wild type, I don't think anyone would care. But because I labeled which mainland locality out of all these big ones was used, people were like very upset to say that it's small.
That's reasonable.
Is magically large. I think they're big, you know, but a lot of mainland
Oh
regions
my!
are.
Now he's arguing. Now he's arguing
Yeah,
Sula versus normal mainlands.
Yeah, we're arguing. He made dude. He went from, listen, they're big, they're not magical. He really made a magical. He's making a magical argument. What the hell does that even mean? He's like, I don't know why you think they're so magical. They eat people, Garrett. I'm not saying that's magical. It's impressive. And when you take eat people genetics and cut it in half, you get eat small people genetics. Like, you know,
Yeah, Indo people are not big people, dude.
yeah. So they're still eating. You know, I mean, but dude, this is like, everybody has had a problem with how he's talking about size. And he's like, I don't understand. I would have made fun of that post regardless of what big locality it would have used, because it doesn't make sense.
Well,
It doesn't.
And once again, if this was a one-time thing, like, hey,
It's been a 10 years.
Dude, it's been 10 years, and not to mention a week or two ago, 2 weeks ago, you post a 62.5% jamp, rest of it mainland, as what, 6 to 8 feet,
7 to 9.
7 to 9,
7 to
whatever it
9.
was.
Super dwarf size.
Yeah. So what? Jamps are the new super dwarf then, right? Or this, you know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
they're not magical. They're not magical like Solus. So,
oh my gosh, dude.
dude, I love that he just makes it worse. I mean, I can always count on Garrett to make the situation worse.
Oh gosh, dude.
Big. I mean, they're a big snake. It's part of why we love them, right?
Whoa! I thought you only liked the small ones, Garrett.
And you know, it could be that some of the biggest Sulas that are coming out are because they're like untouched parts of the jungle. I mean, there was giant ones that used to come from other localities. A really famous picture of a monster Philippines retic, right? So, but these are big islands. They don't have insular dwarfism. And so
We
the
know all
cross
this.
is that. So here's a couple of the things that have been brought up, and I was going to type all this stuff out, but I don't know, it feels like arguing online. I didn't want to do that, but I figured I'd pop in here and say hey to you guys, because like I said, I think it is constructive to have the conversations. Sometimes the internet, Facebook groups pose things in a way of like us versus them, or let's all team up, or everybody get your pitchforks or whatever. So you can answer me why Sula, if I bred a small superdwarf into a mainland from Sulawesi, why that would be so impossible compared to breeding a superdwarf into any other locality, or even Sula, and just not mentioning it. Why does that make the difference? I realize it's the first time anyone did that, because I love Sulas. I love their look. I love their patterns,
No one has a
their
problem with
colors.
Sulas.
I can explain this.
So I wanted to make them.
And I explained this live. I explained this live last night. Everybody's mind, Sula means big. Like Sula equals big. And I explained that last night. That's why he would always say Bantayang, because he didn't want to trigger big. And now that he got called out, he has to say Sula. Okay? But the other thing is, who has 50% Solus and 75% Solus for sale right now? Weston and Jake. Who called him out? Weston and Jake. We deal with big stuff. Garrett, here comes Garrett, and hey, we got these small Solas. So I mean, he wonders why he got that conflict. But the issue is, there's no difference between using a Malaysian, a large Javan, a large Borneo, a large Sumatran, and a Sola. They all get the same size. They're all giant ass snakes. There's no problem there. But in the U.S., people there's a trigger for the word Sola, and that is big. Sola equals big. So that's what happened here. But there's not any difference. He's still just as full of shit is if he would have done a Sumatran to a super dwarf. You know, and I'll be curious to see if he goes into his rant like he did on his live, saying, "Well, the reason they're small is because he took a male Sola to a female super dwarf." I'll be very curious to see if he says that.
Yeah. Well, it's. Oh, Brian's just hopping on. Oh, welcome, Brian.
Brian, you better just go to the beginning. You might want to just go to the
rewind, brother.
yeah.
And we're doing that first. We called it the goat line, right? The greatest of all time. Because I think the
All animals came from me.
It could just be smaller.
All animals came from me, from the greatest line ever.
But we do that with all the mainland traits every time it's a morph. You know, so I mean, the only difference there, I guess, morphs are Mendelian and the rest is polygenics. But all of the size breeding and stuff seems to work the same with that mainland locality versus other ones. So back to the debates. I saw some people making the debate that if you feed it, it will get as big as a mainland. This is a 20-plus year old debate. It was the very first debate, the most basic thing you can think of when the entire world was super ignorant to insular dwarfism and dwarf retics. There were some people that got the dwarf retics and they fed them as much as they could. And to show, did those get bigger than the wild-caught ones? And the supposition was that there is not a genetic element. There's no such thing, basically, as insular dwarfism in retics.
Nobody's making that claim.
They're only there because they're starving. And if you feed them, you get big.
No, people made that argument.
You know, every time.
Can you stop that real quick? People made that argument that maybe some of these island dwarfs were only small from limited food, and we crushed that. That was a pure locality versus pure large locality argument that a lot of people made a very long time ago. What people are saying in this argument with Garrett now is if you feed those 50% Solas, they're going to get at least the size of a small mainland, which is the size of a decent sized dwarf. That's why I think they're going to be dwarf size. I have no problem with that argument. But he's not making that argument. He's trying to say in a single generation, he cut out all those large genetics. See, this dude, how he twists shit is insane. Like, I mean, how he takes this old argument.
Still no accountability here, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
still no accountability. Yeah.
Well, and for people that are new that don't understand this shit like at all, just from an outside perspective coming into this niche, we're taking the longest snake in the world and we're trying to make them smaller. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what? So you expect a 50% decrease in size and weight with one breeding? You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense, folks.
No.
It doesn't make sense. And yeah, it's like, I think people need to have better expectations coming into it. Yeah, you're not going to have just 6-foot super dwarfs.
No.
If you buy stuff, you're just not. It's not reality, dude. Mm-hmm. Here we go.
Somebody says something like, well, we should definitely power feed one of these and see what happens.
Yes.
Now, I think every retic, I don't mind the people that did experiments with that early on. I think they were legitimately trying to prove something, but we did learn that there's a genetic element to it. Even some of the original Jampeyas, which is one of the larger dwarf localities, pushed to giant size.
Did he say dwarf localities?
Yeah, it's one of the larger dwarf localities.
What was his label on size for that Jamp in mainland?
Hold on, I'll look up his horribly misspelled map. Hold on, let me see what size.
He just admitted that Jamps were dwarfs, but that.
Well, he always said Jamps were dwarfs, but he said they get big.
I know. I'm just saying he's reiterating here because according to his size map, that's falling into the super dwarf realm of what he posted that 62.5%er.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's look at his stupid ass poster.
Yeah, and percentages, dude. I mean, that's the thing. There's some big 50% super dwarf stuff out there. Big stuff.
Yeah,
there is. So.
God damn it! I can't see it. Oh, hold on. Medu. God damn it! Hold on. Jamps get
on his map. Yeah, because
8 to 12. He has Jamps at only 8 to 12
as dwarfs.
So why would his Jamp mainland cross only get 7? Dude, he has Jamp. I swear to God, I'm looking at his stupid ass misspelled poster right now. Typical average adult size 8 to 12, but his 62.5% Jamp whatever mainland was only going to get 7 to 9.
Yep.
What's the genetic mechanism in that mainland Jamp cross that's going to keep it smaller than the average pure Jamp? Like, does he not realize why everyone's like, Garrett, fuck you. Just
So
fuck
certain-
you. You know, everyone just,
So certain mainlands shrink,
yeah.
shrink your animals, and then Sulas as well.
Yeah, and
aren't-
Solas are just whacking off size, just taking
Yeah.
feet off. Oh my God.
Dude, the contradictions is what's insane.
Yeah,
Like,
and he's wondering why everyone's just had it. Just had it.
oh gosh. Well, and look at his face, dude. He's just like sitting there, just freaking. Oh,
Just-
dude. I can't.
Guys like the gas bars come to mind. They didn't live full lives. They were definitely obese. One of them, it couldn't lay eggs. It would lay like massive piles. This is what the gas bars told me, that she would lay just like, slime and goo out with a bunch of ruptured eggshells and stuff.
What
And
does,
the
what
other
does
one
that have to do with
in her life and then died pretty early.
what does that have to do with anything?
He's trying to make the point that like power feeding and all this stuff, it's gonna blow up your snakes.
But just 10 fucking seconds ago, Spencer, he said that people tried an experiment and power fed pure localities and they stayed small and they couldn't make them big. He just said that 60 seconds ago. 60 seconds ago, he just said that. And then he says, well, the gas bar lines got really big because they power fed them and made them big, and then they and they made slime eggs. What the fuck is he talking about? This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. This is dumber than the triple threat video on bloodlines and how to name them. This is dumber.
I agree. This is 100 times dumber.
And
because-
that was a bunch of people who don't know shit about retics. They get a pass. They get a pass. This is supposed to
not
be
even close. This
Yeah.
is the circles this guy is running, dude. He should be a track star at this point. It's crazy.
Yeah, he should. He should be a track star.
It's crazy that he's just running
Yeah.
away. I think about the apology video, and I'm like, this is worse. This is worse than some of the apology videos he's posted.
This is better.
10
This is
times worse.
yeah. This is
I
better.
mean, I think that's the proof I
actually
need
like
that
it.
doesn't need to be done. I guess if you
It
want
doesn't.
to,
He said don't do it. He just said don't do it. He said don't power feed these snakes and find out what happens.
It's crazy. We're not even a third of the way through this, Rodney.
This is
And
fantastic.
I gotta go in 7 minutes.
Okay, well we'll do part 2 tomorrow night then.
All right.
So we've got 7 more minutes and then we'll do part
hopefully
2.
it stays on. Hopefully it stays on.
Well, someone record this shit because he likes to pull stuff down. So someone needs to record this shit so we can make fun of the rest of it.
Can we put Kevin on? We need this.
Kevin, he's not home. Kevin, yeah, or we'd already been watching this a half hour ago.
We need a Google folder link or something because it's gonna be 25 minutes of this.
Yeah. If I could get on, I'd just screen record it and put it in
I
Drive.
would, but I got stuff to do. All right.
All right.
A super dwarf, let's say a 50% super dwarf, and then grow it up next to a mainland and feed them with the exact same philosophy. Not like, let me feed my mainland and then let me just pound the crap out of my super dwarf. That doesn't seem fair or scientific or anything else. But if you fed them
What
the
kind of
same-
science? What kind of studies has he done?
None.
You know what I mean? That's the thing I want to ask him. It's like, Garrett, what have you done to prove all of these claims and theories?
Yeah, just
in your
one,
map?
just one claim. I want to see. I'll even let him have anecdotal empirical data out of his facility of one claim. One claim.
He doesn't track that, I bet. He
No.
doesn't do any of that. So
as you fed any other retic and they got smaller, that would show you that it's genetic. Personally, I think most people don't believe there's no genetics to it anymore. The insular dwarfism is like a better known thing in reptiles and retics and everything like that, especially once, the Jampanus and Saputria subspecies were starting to be discovered and everything. So, but what do you guys think? Is there no such thing as this? It is in mammals. It's in all the other scientific.
He's just trying to spin
There's
this.
less studies on retics. Superdwarfs aren't a thing because I think most people think they're at least a thing. Okay, the second point.
Well, you know what's funny? The one quick note about this. You know what's funny with all these other animals that they like label smaller size? It's all dwarfs.
Yeah, it's
But
all
this
actual
is like super
dwarfism.
dwarfs, right? So it's
Yeah.
like that's the funny thing to me. It's like everything else is dwarfism or
Well, and
dwarfism.
he's also doing something in this argument to try to put people in a defensive state of saying he's trying to put like basically he's trying to put Jake and Weston, and hopefully they watch this. He's trying to put them in a position where he's trying to make it sound like they're arguing against the existence of insular dwarfism, which is absolutely absurd. One is absolutely absurd to suggest that it doesn't exist, and it's also absolutely absurd to suggest that's the argument they're making. And this, he knows they're not making that argument. He knows they both know insular dwarfism exists, but that's what he's trying to do in what he just said in that last few sentences. He's trying to
He wants to
manipulate
rally
the
the
argument.
troops around him. That's what he's wanting. He's wanting people to come to his side and say
Yeah.
it's
Was that no one should make this claim without lots of data, maybe multiple generations of breeding and close observation.
Yeah, that's fair.
So maybe you missed it, but this is a bloodline that we've been now working with for 2 generations.
bloodlines, baby.
Not only that, the first generation that we did, all those adult females are here and breeding. They've laid 2 clutches, most of them. Some of them just 1 or whatever, just because of breeding. But we kept the entire first generation. There were a few animals that we let go out to friends, and we talked to them and saying, hey, you know, this is what I said. I said, I'm trying to breed this mainland down in size without a morph. You know, I just want the Sula traits down in size. I think you could do this with Sumatrans if you
They're
thought
called
wrong.
Tambelongans.
You know, whatever else, a poly yellowhead, something like that. You could take them and breed them down using smaller insular dwarfs. So we did that for 1 generation, kept them all, sold a couple of them, and they weren't expensive. And I said, you know, hey, let's see how big they get. I think they'll be small. You let me know. Some of those people actually commented in the thread. I have one. It's small. Hey. Some of the females that I have were not raised by me. I sent them out to people for breeding loans, and they've since come back. So they were all raised according to what people thought they should do with retics. They were fairly consistent.
Which is
small.
what?
The animal in the picture, so we grew them up, and this year last year,
Yeah.
a year ago, they hatched several more clutches of a second generation line bred clutch. And I did whole videos on this. It's all on the internet. None of this is new. None of this is like unfounded or something we haven't talked about or something we popped out of nowhere. Maybe you guys weren't aware of it. I'll post the links to some of the ongoing videos with this bloodline below so that you guys can talk about it and see what you think. But the second generation animals, we also kept them all. I have recently sold 2 out of all the clutches, and they were inexpensive. I think I auctioned one off on Palm Street for funsies, told people what it was, and then I sold one recently. It was less than $1,000, you know? And, you know, we talked and shared adult sizes and everything like that with the customer. They got it. They said they were very happy.
Okay, but what were the sizes?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, he won't tell us.
I really appreciate that. I got that note. It's good to have a little bit of a, you know, pat on the back every now and then when you work like this.
Scott always got to congratulate
All
himself.
those clutches we have, they're here. They're hanging out. We're growing them up. We're watching them.
Gosh, dude, I gotta take a break.
Dude, but he also doesn't tell us how big they are or how old they are. So
Yeah.
like, and I pointed that out last night that I've got clutches out of 6.5 foot ternates. You know, some of those ternates are now 10 feet.
Yeah,
You know,
it doesn't just because they start breeding doesn't mean they stop growing.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of breeders actually do. That as soon as they start producing clutch, they just kind of maintenance feed them after that. They don't keep pushing them. So yeah, we'll have to do part 2 tomorrow. But we're gonna
just for the we stopped at 11:15. We've got 13 more minutes of that.
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
Yeah, I wasn't planning on doing one tomorrow because it's Friday, but we'll do part 2 tomorrow.
well, maybe hopefully it's still up. I mean, who knows? I just he tries to position himself in this. It's this passive aggressiveness that he uses.
Yeah.
You know, that's really just cringy to me now. Where it's like you watch it and it's like, dude, like why can't you just own up to what you're trying to do here? Like your whole business model, all the marketing campaigns has been around small bloodlines, super small SDs. Like that's the whole thing. So like to go against that and to say, well, I didn't really, why, you guys don't believe in insular dwarfism.
Yeah, that's dude. That's
it's like, dude, get out of here, man.
yeah, yeah. The idea that Jake or Weston are even remotely dumb enough to like have that be their position in this argument. I mean, come on, come on.
Yeah, you think
Dude,
Jake
this is gonna bury him. This is dude. Once Paul Lucas watches this video,
Paul is on. Paul's on right now. The chat.
Oh, Paul Lucas is on in the chat.
Yeah, he's on.
No, I'm
like,
talking.
You don't need to power feed. You just need to feed it.
No, I'm talking about when he makes fun of Garrett on that video. I'm talking when he posts on the post in Retic Nation. Like Paul or somebody's going to jump on there and they're going to light him up. You know, they're going to light him up, and they should. You know, and they should light him up. I mean, if I'm Jake and Weston, all that video would irritate the shit out of me. I'd be like, dude, come on.
Right. Well, and once again, it's not even that he's working Sula into Superdorf stuff. It has nothing to do with that.
No, it's not. It was just
it's not competition. That's not what they're looking. That's not what they should be upset about.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So I mean, it's that's not. I mean, Garrett pretended like this went over his head, but he didn't. All he did was try to pivot and try to make an argument. And I mean, he's even making a different argument from yesterday. Because here, I'll play his argument from yesterday. I already played it once. We'll play it twice. Here was his argument from yesterday.
Well, I got to bounce. I got to go get my kids. So.
Hold on.
Breeding superdwarfs, you take a mainland albino to a little superdwarf, just like we took a giant Sulawesi to a tiny little superdwarf. And because we used a male from the big one, which is what happened in these bloodlines too, and we bred it down to the tiny one, the first generation with these was the dwarf. That's where that 9 and change jamp is coming from. So you get 50% jamps that are closer to the size of a pure jamp than a pure mainland. If you switch it and use a mainland female and a superdwarf male, you do not get the same results. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, I'd love to see that data.
Yeah.
So that was his argument yesterday, but it's changed. So now it's Weston and Jake don't believe in it.
It's on the Nation, Paul. It's on Retic Nation. Loud.
Where are you even seeing Paul's question? I don't even see it.
Is it? Are we live on my channel too, or just yours?
I have no idea.
Well, either way, Garrett posted a 25-minute video trying to back his Sula's SD cross on the Retic Nation Facebook page. And it came because he saw people posting on the actual post. So he hasn't responded on Instagram to like Weston's challenge or anything like that. That same post on his Facebook page, he started commenting to people and firing back. And then he came out with the video on Retic Nation. So it's all on Reach Out Reptiles Facebook page. And that's why I even saw it, because I was like, what's going on? Because I don't really look at their stuff, but people were blowing them up on the Facebook side. Is
Paul in the chats? Because we're not live on yours.
The Retic keeper. That's Paul.
Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm looking for.
You're looking for Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta go though. So we'll do more tomorrow. Keep it rolling.
All right. You know? Yeah. I got to get to some of these posts. So.
All right. I'll see you
later. All right. So what you guys think of that? I got to go back to where I was before he jumped on. Polygenics is very appropriate for size determination as combinations or aggregates of many genes. Yep. Future ternate buyer. That's what we like to hear. That fake voice. I saw that on the post. Oh my. Yeah. You missed a lot of fun, Brian. You're gonna have to watch this from the beginning. Yeah, dude. If Paul's on here, he is not Seacrest out. If Paul's on here, he's not in my feed. I have no idea where he was talking to Paul at. But the Retic Keeper, I do not see in my feed. So, Paul, wherever you're at, what's up? So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of all this shit. And we'll go from there. Because I have a feeling Garrett just made it about 1,000 times worse for himself. So yeah, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Do you think that's going to help Garrett's argument or hurt him? I'm gonna say they're gonna throw his ass out of Retic Nation. I would not have made that bet 48 hours ago, but I'm gonna make the bet that they're gonna end up tossing his ass. I'm gonna make a bet they're tossing it. Yeah, Spencer's back already. They're gonna end up tossing his ass. You know, because he Jake and Weston have never actually argued with Garrett. And one of the things that happens when you argue with Garrett is he never he only talks in circles and will never admit, no matter how dead to rights you got him in a lie. He will just say something else that's ridiculous, spin the argument, try to say you don't believe in insular dwarfism. It'll just be one thing after another. So, I mean, it's, yeah. He's trying to, somebody said he's trying to weasel his way out of answering Weston's challenge, but he just opened up a new can of worms. And just based on what we heard of him saying, hey, people tried to prove that these smaller localities would get big, and they power fed them, and then they didn't get big. And then within a minute, maybe 3 minutes most, he says, hey, it's really irresponsible because when gas bars fed the shit out of their jams, they got really big and they got sick and they laid slime eggs, and and then they died from it. Well, the part of that is they also got big. So which is it? Which is it? And and to have his poster, that's what's so telling about all this. To have his poster say that the average size of a pure jamp is 8 to 12, but the estimated size of his 62.5 jamp, what is that, 37.5% mainland, will only get 7 to 9 feet. Actually 1 foot smaller than the average size he's giving on pure jamps. Like, I said this the other day, he has lied himself into a corner on these sizes, and it's just, that fucking house of cards is coming crashing down. And I saw it. I knew it was going to come crashing down because he's desperate. It seems like he's lost half his crew. He's got his kids running videos. He's got Cusco editing videos. He's the breeder now. He's the sales guy. He's the video guy. He's the everything guy. It's just not looking good, man. It's not looking good for Reach Out. And he lied himself into the corner when it came to his persona with the whole Samson Turnate thing. And now he lied himself into a corner with the sizes. So I honestly don't see how he gets out of this. Yeah. I don't see, something tells me you don't see the remaining 14 minutes tomorrow. As long as if somebody records this and you guys can send it to us in Google Drive, I'll have it on the screen tomorrow. I'll put it up on the screen and we'll do a live reaction to it tomorrow. And I won't even watch it first because I'm really good at I'm really good at arguing. So when somebody says something like some bullshit, I catch it like that. And so you got to see me in live time, like, catch a shit. So yeah, we'll have a good time. We will have a good time tomorrow. We just got to make sure we get that and go from there. So, but yeah, that was is anything being said on Retic Nation? I saw Ryan had posted. Ryan, you still on? What's the reaction to? You know what? As soon as this is over, and I get off, no, post the link here. Take this video and share it right on that link and say they just did a reaction video to the first half of it live. Let motherfuckers watch it. Somebody post this link right under that post. Also, you might want to screenshot the video reverse because Garrett might take it down. Oh shit. Someone be the bad guy and post this. I'd do it because I like being the bad guy, but Sent you an attachment. Facebook. What is it?
Liberal or conservative?
I don't know. I don't know what that is. That is not what I need. Add post. Yeah. Fuck. I was hoping Brian Wilkins would comment on this. We could have used some more unicorn and gay pride flag emojis. I think that would have helped tremendously. So tomorrow should be interesting. Yeah, we can make right now interesting. All you have to do is hit share, copy the link, and post it right on, right in the comment section. Right in the fucking comment section. We'll get it nice and interesting. So, oh man, that is fucking funny. Yeah, Kevin. I would screen record this shit so fast if I could. Got to remember he learned everything from the best liar in the game. Yep, old Jay Brewer. So, two people comment about his claim, biting him. Okay, that's it, dude. I cannot believe Paul Lucas did not rip him a new asshole for that. Paul might have him blocked though. I can really see Paul Lucas hitting him hard on that. I can see him hitting him hard. Two people. Okay, yeah. This is Chris Shars. I am screen recording it now. There we go. We need, yeah, because I just don't want to lose the second half, because second half will be fantastic. Because I guarantee the second half is even better than the first half. Holy shit. Dude, did what, 93 minutes yesterday? I'm at 92. Dude, that flew by. An hour and a half flew by. Time flies when you're having fun. Holy shit. Oh, man. Someone send Paul Lucas the link to this video. He'll post it right on that, right in the comments. He will post that shit in a second. All right, someone sending me a message? Hold on. We were just doing a live stream reaction to it. Oh, fuck. Oh, man. Yeah. I don't know. Hold on. It's bad. Dude, I swear to God, like, watching him implode over this is like watching him fucking implode over that Turn 8 Samson shit. Oh, my God. Watching him, like, this is, I have not seen Garrett do this to himself since that. And I mean, that's been a few years. Paul actually didn't comment yet. Post a nice ocelot shortly after Garrett's video. Paul needs to get it together, okay? Paul needs to get it together. He needs to be on there hitting them hard. Okay. Tomorrow is tomorrow's Friday. So, but tomorrow we're doing part 2. I usually don't come on Fridays, but we're doing part 2 tomorrow of the reaction to Garrett's. I guess he doubled down yesterday, so I guess this is a triple down. So he tripled down today. Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, man. Spencer just hit him hard. Yeah, Spencer just hit him hard. Dude, yeah, I mean, dude, that's so funny. Garrett tried to make this about insular dwarfism. People pretending like we don't know super dwarfs have the ability to shrink things. Like we don't know that most morphs came from large mainlands. He just took it too far because of the psychology and the connection between Sola and Big. That's what happened. So I don't know. You guys want to talk some shit some more, or you guys want to talk about anything else? Because I'm at an hour, almost an hour and 40 minutes. Um, shout out to Brian Wilkins. We need to get him on again. We need Brian. My goal. This is what I want. I want Brian Wilkins and Brian Walken on the same time in the chats, and I think that needs to happen. Respect the yeah, respect the persistence. If people don't believe you the first time, try and try again. The problem is people did believe him the first time, the third time, the 10th time. It was when their snakes started growing is when they stopped. That's what happened. Dude, I called that. I was like, dude, these snakes are not going to stay these size, especially when you have crosses being bred to crosses because of the potential lineup of genetics for larger sizes. So, I mean, dude, it was just a matter of time. I've been watching this train wreck for a decade, telling everybody. I've been doing live commentary on this train wreck for 10 years. 10 years. 10 years I've been doing this shit. Oh, Paul hit him. Here it is. I want to read this. Shout out to Paul Lucas. We're going to read this right now before I jump off here. You're really doubling down, LOL. It's adorable. It's not an argument. You would never send me or Weston one of your babies. You know your entire bullshit platform would get blown away. See, I knew Paul was going to come in heavy and hot and fucking and say what needs said. You want to try and talk down to us like we don't know what insular dwarfism is. There's such a thing as insular dwarfism in solas. It's why localities exist, Garrett. You're the guy that breeds the Great Dane to a Yorkie and thinks it'll stay the size of a Chihuahua. Then your dumbass says on your own site that Jamps get 10 to 12 feet. Then you claim on your site that breeding a mainland to a Jamp will stay smaller than a pure Jamp. You are back special kind of fucked. Casper Jamps bred just fine too. They were old. I had a baby from the big female. Super dwarfs are a thing. Solas are things. Riding small in capital is what you did is what did you in. You then told people behind closed doors you didn't write that. Somebody else did. Well, who the fuck wrote it? Nobody works there anymore. Now you're claiming it's all a thing. Now you're claiming it's a thing. By the way, I have the screenshots. You're wrong for this on every level. This is absolutely hilarious. Somebody please post a link to this live stream so everybody can watch it. Oh my god. Oh shit. Dude, that is hilarious. Paul's response is hilarious. Yeah. Shit. Yeah, shit. Wow. The emphasis is small is what bit you. Yep, it was very misleading in the wording. No one can predict that. Is it small selling? It's the small selling point that makes the advertisement bullshit. Holy fuck. They are gone at him hard. Imagine if everybody would have listened to me 10 years ago and we could all just fucking solve this problem 10 years ago. How is there fucking 39 people on here right now? All I'm doing is reading my phone. Oh my. Dude, the chat's going off. Chat's going off. I have text messages and Facebook messages coming in non-stop. Oh man. Holy shit! There's a really funny group chat that's popping off too. Damn, dude. Damn. What the shit? So hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully this wraps up in a week or so we can start talking about selective breeding again. But yeah, yeah. This was a good one. This is 2 bangers in a row. So I don't know. Is there anything you guys any topics you guys want to hit? I've been on for an hour and 41 minutes. Little longer than I usually do. I usually try to do an hour, but when stuff's this good, you got to put in the work. You got to put in your time. Hey, Dax, you really should have started a podcast this week. you really should have started your podcast this week. You could have crushed it this week, for sure. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, hopefully something insane happens next week. Oh my god, dude, that shit's funny. My god. Probably heard we're having a party. I don't know. Somebody must have said something somewhere. Because for this to hit 40 people, that's kind of a lot, to be honest. Dude, I wonder what the breeder tier crew of Reach Out Reptiles is going to do. Like all those people paying him $100 a month to feed him some bullshit. Oh shit. Everyone should put their money where their mouth is. Get 15 people who want to prove Garrett wrong and donate $100. I'll do that. I'll do that right now. Deron, I will do that right now. You start the poll. Spencer will throw in 100. I'll throw in 100. You need to put your money there too, because this was your idea. So right there is 300. Something. Okay, Ryan, there's 100. We're at 400. How much do we need? He said they're less than 1,000. We can get 2. We can get 2. Let's get 2. If they're only like $800 a piece, we'll get a male and a female. That's fucking $1,600. Me, you, Spencer, Ryan. There's 4. Paul and Weston will each kick in 100. There's 6. I bet you Dax would throw in $100. Every single person Garrett's ever fucked over will throw in $100. I will 100% do that. You start the fun. If you do that, he will not sell that snake. I promise you. If you get that money together, he will not sell them a snake. And if it's dude, and he's crazy if he does. If it's an F2 that's showing any kind of significant Sola influence in color and pattern, he would be crazy to do that, because they will shoot that snake up to 10 foot so fast. So fast. Okay. Chris will throw in 100. Yeah, someone start a GoFundMe. That will be hilarious. That will be absolutely hilarious. Yeah, I will throw in that $100 right now. You get that GoFundMe. I will, dude. You start a GoFundMe. I will be the first motherfucker to throw in $100. First person throwing $100. Purchase it through someone he doesn't. Well, I mean, dude. Here's the thing. It'd be funnier to be like, we want to buy this snake, Garrett, and if he says no, think about that. If we all chip in to get the money to buy this snake, to give it to Weston, just to feed it, not to like crush it with food, just to feed it. No, because the money can't go through me, because fucking Garrett will freak the fuck out if money's going through me. So it has to go. Tell Weston or somebody to start the GoFundMe, and I'll immediately contribute $100. If he says no, like he'll just be showing his hand. The best wrong wrong downloaded podcast ever. Yeah, yeah. You wish you started your podcast this week. You wish, Dax. You'd be crushing it. You would be crushing it this week. Hold on. Spencer's calling me. Hold on. Hey, what's up? I'm still on the live stream. Yeah, dude, it popped off again. It popped off. There is. All right, you coming back on? Oh. Okay, like. Yeah. So, yeah, what's funnier, getting him to refuse to sell or getting the snake to Weston to prove your point? Well, either one will prove the point. You know what? Either one will prove the point. How about this? How about we do so? How about we raise the money to get the snake, and whatever the snake is, here's how we do this. So Garrett can't refuse it. If the snake's $800, we raise $1,200, and the deal is $800 goes to Garrett and $500 goes to US Ark. So he loves US Ark because they're the best. So how about we do a fundraiser in which we buy snake from Garrett and raise $500 for US Ark? How's that sound? Because how's he going to turn that down? That way it'll put him in a situation where he can't deny the sale. See? That's a good idea, right? So if the snake's under 1,000, we'll say it's $800. Let's come up with 1,200. We only need 12 people to kick in $100, or 24 people to kick in 50. I'm sure we can come up with that. So if Garrett agrees and things are above board and they stop feeding the snake, if it starts to get overweight, I'll get the snake to someone at Tinley. Yeah, that's fair. I'm totally fair. As long as everybody's transparent, I think it's fine. You guys got to get Weston on board. Super Solidor Fun. Yeah, we can't have the money go through me because then Garrett will say no. So Weston or somebody has to start this fund, and whatever the cost of the snake is, we need to raise an additional $500 to give the US Ark, so we can say, we can call this a US Ark fundraising system. Garrett cannot back out if it's a US Ark fundraiser. He makes money and US Ark gets $500. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. So, I don't know. I think... Oh, shit. This is hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious. So, Duran, you have the best ideas. Sometimes. Duran, you're definitely not getting invited to... I'm going to call it right now. Duran is not invited to Retic Fest anymore. I'm calling it. That's okay. I might have a Retic Fest the same weekend. If I do, you can come to mine. You can come to mine either way. I don't care. You can go to Garrett's and then come to mine if you want. I don't care. I don't make people pick their friends like Garrett does. So, God damn, this was brutal. This was brutal. 10 minutes left on screen recording. Thank God. Thank God you're getting that, because we need that. Part 2 is going to be epic. If he knows Weston Werner is getting the snake, he still might refuse to sell. How is he going to refuse to sell if it's a morph market, or morph market, if it's a US Ark fundraiser? You know, and it doesn't even need to be one of these snakes. We literally can do this with anything he has. That's the thing. It doesn't even need to be one of these solas. You could jump on and grab one of those $500 62.5 Jamp 37.5 mainlands and just feed it. You know, you could just feed it. It doesn't even have to be one of these Jamps, because he's making an argument that his Jamp mainland crosses are staying smaller than what he's are potentially staying a foot smaller than what his own poster says the average size of a jamp is. It's not. Yeah, you can just. It doesn't even need to be one of these solas. It can just be anything from him. Literally anything at this point, because he's to the point of making claims that everything is the size of a pure super dwarf. If somebody someone talk to Weston, get it set up. I'll gladly throw in $100. And it honestly can be any retic from him, because everything he has, he says, basically stays the size of a super dwarf at this point. So what it doesn't even need to be one of these solas. I'd much rather do it with something that's like a 62.5 jamp, 37.5% mainland, because I see that snake getting bigger than the Sola Super Dwarf cross. If I'm being honest, and you said which one was going to get bigger, I'd be not surprised at all if the mainland Jamp got bigger, because the mainland Jamp has literally no SD blood in it. So why the hell is it only going to get the size of a pure SD? I'll post my 75% Kalatoa Medu. That's 12 feet. Yeah, and 12 feet, I mean, that's not even that big. I mean, it's a 75%er, and it's, it's still got 25% mainland in it, and 6 to 10's the average. So, I mean, it's not like, it's not that big. I'll take the snake if Weston doesn't. There we go. It'll be a good experiment. Weston will do this. Weston will not have a problem doing this. Nah, it should be a goat. That's the most interesting from the F2 science perspective. Yeah, I mean, it is, but you can literally do it with anything. So, yeah, you can literally do it with any of his snakes, because his claims have gotten so ridiculous that you can do it with anything. But the F2s, you really need 2 from the F2s, because the F2s they're gonna be all over the place in size. I can tell you that right now. They're gonna be all over the fucking place in size. They're gonna prove what I've been saying for a very long time. So yeah, I think we got 12 people too. Like, there's at least 6 or 7 on here. So run it by Weston, and we'll do this. Yeah, I can see the Netflix series now, the Solidorf King. Oh my god, could you imagine if they gave him a fucking Netflix show? Dude, I'm amazed that we have not got a big snake Tiger King. That was like always my biggest worry with Samson is he was going to get a Netflix show. To be honest, because Samson would have milked that shit. He would have made millions off of that. And anybody who's trying to like make money by putting ridiculous people on camera, as soon as they met Samson, they'd been like, cha-ching, we're rich, So yeah, that would have made a ton of money. Oh, yeah, he could have. Yeah, Samson would have absolutely crushed a retic version of Tiger King. Yeah, but Jay's too stupid. See, here's the thing about Jay. Jay tries to act too much, and he tries to kind of like put on a show, because Jay had that stupid ass show. I don't remember what it was called. I don't even know if I made it through a whole episode. It was so stupid. Jay tries to be entertaining. Samson is entertaining. So you can't, that's different. You know what I mean? It's Jay doesn't have that natural entertaining personality. So, but I think Shit Talk Sunday, which is pretty much Shit Talk every day at this point, Shit Talk Sunday, I think we're going to do the Samson Van reaction video. But tomorrow, yeah, as long as Spencer can jump on tomorrow, we'll do the second part Garrett reaction video. So, I don't know, dude. I'm at an hour and 14 minutes. I'm going to give this 6 more minutes and call it at 2 hours, because that's a long time for a podcast that was supposed to be 60 minutes. So if there's any other comments, questions, recommendations, or ridiculous things that people want to say, let's hear them. And let me know if somebody posted a link to this live stream in that thread, because that will be hilarious if somebody shares this live stream thread, or this live stream link right on Garrett's post. 3 minutes left on the video. He didn't take it down yet. Is Garrett that delusional that he thought that would help? I know that's a rhetorical question, because obviously he thought it would help because he did it. But I mean, how unaware of, like, just not being able to read the room, the extent to which Garrett cannot read the room blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. And he thinks he's taken enough of a hit that he needs to respawn, but he doesn't rethink his approach, you know? And like, even when he did his apology video to Samson, he just talked about how he felt like he's grown as a person. It's like, what are you talking about? So I don't know, man. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I need to get back to making like relevant videos. It's hard to make it's hard to make like educational stuff when there's this much entertaining shit going on, though. Like, I'm going to be honest. It's like I can get out all my camera stuff and all my lighting and drag a bunch of snakes upstairs and lock the cats out of this side of the house so I can use my whole empty living room to do videos. It's like, or I could just jump on a live stream and just make fun of everything. Posted the link to your live. Perfect. That is fantastic. Links in the Oh man, that's not gonna go over well. Good, and there's only 3 minutes left, so Garrett freaks out. If Garrett freaks out and tries to take it down, it's not gonna matter because we're gonna have the video recorded. Oh shit, man. Wonder what Jake's next podcast is going to be about. I'm surprised Jake hasn't like jumped on a podcast yet, like Emergency Retic Nation podcast. Oh shit, more Epstein stuff. No, man, this was funny. Yeah, it's good times. Good times. Dude, I'm glad Paul hit him. I knew Paul would. I knew Paul would fucking step up to the plate and be the bad guy, because nobody else, none of the admins were going to be the bad guy. No one was going to take the heat and say what needed said. But I kind of figured Paul would do that. I honestly did. So shout out to Paul. Shout out to Paul for doing what's right. So yeah, we always give credit when credit is due. So, yeah, Paul did come through, man. And because it's Paul, Garrett can't cry to the admins and make them take it down. Jake Weston certainly isn't going to take down Paul's post. You know, they ain't going to censor Paul. There's not a chance in hell they're going to censor Paul. Yeah. I don't know if I can't wait for Rodney to get proficient in creating AI videos. I don't know if I need to. I think I might not need AI too much. Yeah, he said, yeah, Spencer, he said Seacrest out earlier. It was funny. You missed it. You missed it. So, oh well. That was fun. But yeah, I gotta go eat. I gotta go get something to eat. As always, we're right at the 2-hour mark. As always, I appreciate everyone hanging out. It's always fun to chat with everybody. I just want to say that don't expect this level of entertainment all the time going forward. There's no way it's possible I can do this. I'm going to try to get back to some more educational stuff as soon as all the hilarious drama calms down. But yeah, I mean, the last 2 days has set the bar pretty fucking high for this live stream, and yeah, so you can't be expecting this level of entertainment all the time. So you got to keep your expectations at a reasonable level. But tomorrow we're gonna try to be equally as fun tomorrow when we do the second half reaction to Garrett's ridiculous ass video. So all right, I appreciate everyone coming on, and we'll be dicks tomorrow.